Today is Monday, and Monday we talk about tech news stories, tech stories that have been dominating our media headlines. So anything like that, we're going to talk about today, and we're going to go into first impressions on it as well. And of course, this is our live YouTube channel, so it means that you guys can weigh in as well. Maybe you've got an opinion on one of the stories we're talking about. Maybe you've got your own story that you feel like Jack should be covering, we should be talking about, or just generally pop in to say hello, give us support, show us some love. You can show love by liking the channel, liking this video. You can subscribe as well. That's always a nice one. Share with your friends. Just communicate. Say hello. Let us know. I'm not on my own here. That would be nice. Anything like that is always welcome. All support. So, and if you are new and you are just joining us, we are an IT distribution company. What's an IT distribution company? Well, an IT distribution company, we distribute hardware, predominantly tablet and smartphone accessories, but more noticeably, more recently, we've moved into the smart device realm now. So we're doing Samsung devices, we're doing smart terminals, so your kiosks, your scanners. We've got some rugged devices as well, and your alternative smart devices, cost-effective smart devices that smartphones that are challenging the likes of TCL, challenging the likes of Nokia and other similar low priced brands. So more often than not, as we scale and as we welcome smart devices into our world, whether it be in the working environment, whether it be in your personal life, or things like that, you'll find that devices are forever dropping in price. There is a massive demand for devices, and naturally an ever-growing market, which allows us to work with brands that can compete in that market. And more often than not, we find that the public sector are the first ones to go for the cost-effective option, because of course they need to. They need to, because it's our taxpayers' money they need to be mindful of. And as the taxpayer, we are all too happy to oblige them with some cost-effective options. But that was a little bit of a spin. How many viewers do we have at the moment, Bex?
We've got 4 viewers.
I'm fit 4. Okay, fine.
A few questions.
Yeah, all right.
James says, hello, how are you?
James, hello, welcome to the show. I'm very well, thank you, mate. I'm very good. Looking forward to a busy week. We are in the beginning of Q4, so yeah, this is the flying season, as I'm sure you know. I know, James. Yeah, keen to get the week started. Keen to see what today brings as well. I know that might tee me up for what have I got coming in.
That is actually the next question. Big deals coming in today, he says.
Oh my goodness! If I had a crystal ball, I've got some nice things going on. But had a good meeting with a customer this morning. Yeah, TBC. The week is so young, and so much can happen. So I wouldn't want to commit to anything just yet. But I've got a few things in the pipeline. So watch this space, James. Thank you for the questions. And do we have anything else? Any other questions?
Kelly just dropped by to say hello, and she says she hopes you're well.
Kelly, thank you so much for dropping by. And Kelly, we can always rely on a question from you and always support from you. So thank you for coming by. And anyone else as well, please feel free to weigh in on this open conversation. And today is Monday, and Mondays mean tech news. With that,
Kelly's just popped in to say she's just setting up the Christmas tree in her office.
That's not something you should shout about, Kelly. Actually, that is true. It is true. We at JLC have set up our Christmas tree. It's not even the end of summer yet officially, and we are setting up our Christmas tree. If you are watching this, have you got your Christmas tree up? When's the earliest do you think? We'd love to know, just because I think it's been a tradition here at JLC to see how early we can start preparing for Christmas. I think the earliest we did, was beginning of October.
Yeah, I think that might have been last year or the year before we did it that early.
I think it was that early. So yeah, I think a lot of us are still in shorts and the Christmas trees are up. So yeah, to be honest, I've actually seen, if I've gone into some shops, I can see that they're already selling Christmas merch and things like that. So yeah, it's happening. It's happening. But anyway, look, enough about Christmas, more about tech stories that are dominating our media space. What are people talking about in this tech industry, in this forever evolving tech world, this fast-paced world? One of them is an AI clone was used at the BBC. Our media outlet, the BBC, have been messing around with AI clones. They've been sending in AI clones of their colleagues to see if they can fool one another. There's actually a video. It's hard for me to say because I've got a privacy screen on. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it because we did it a couple of episodes ago. But we've got AI being used you can send an AI to do your video Teams call. So all you would need is for it to charge it with a few facts about yourself. It might sort of tee up some questions that might get answered, but it will respond. I watched the video and I encourage you to look at it yourself. It's pretty wild. There's this reporter and he goes into multiple meetings throughout the day and he sends his AI clone in instead of him. And aside from him kind of looking like a robot, I mean, obviously we as the viewers know it's AI, so we are looking at him and you know, but I expect, I'm not sure about you, but if every time I'm on like a big Teams call and like you can see everyone, I'm only really like I naturally will just gravitate towards myself. I don't know if it's just me being self-obsessed, but I just always gravitate towards myself. I don't really look at anyone else. Do you get that?
I do know what you mean. Yeah, like in the sales meeting this morning, you kind of look.
I just look at myself just to make sure I look like presentable, you know.
So with the AI clone, do they take pictures of you on it, or is it just no camera?
So it will do. So you'll take a photo of you, or maybe do like a short video. It will need something to go off, and then it just goes. Actually, let's see. I've got it. I'm not sure how we'll give this all up, but let's just do it.
Hello, Joe. What is it that you like to do?
You see it?
Yeah.
I enjoy participating in triathlons, marathons, and wild swimming.
Is that AI?
Yeah, it's AI.
Wow.
He's blinking a lot.
He is blinking a lot.
He's blinking a lot, but it looks pretty good, and his response time is very quick. Whereas before, like you'll find that the response times are just a giveaway.
They take like
just that loading, yeah. But I just think eventually soon, yeah, the response time will be so quick. One of our guys in work, like Josh upstairs, he paid for. We're trialing ChatGPT 4, so he paid for it.
Oh, okay.
And he's got the app on his phone, and yeah, like speaking into it like how you would Siri or anything like similar, or like Alexa or anything like that. You know, the response times are so quick. So yeah, it's fascinating and it's scary at the same time because really, like, what's the use behind that? Like, why would I want to enter a meeting without being there if I've been invited to a meeting, other than, you know, just a bit of fun? But really, like, when does this start being used a bit more sinisterly? I mean, we had our sales meeting this morning. You know, maybe you could send in an AI clone. Just say, "Oh, I've got some ops this morning." I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure the guys in work would definitely know. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they might just think Jack's definitely hungover this weekend or something. You know, it may be.
I wonder how they say there's 10 people in a call. How does the AI robot know when to talk when it's talking at you?
Good. Yeah.
Because otherwise, it might just answer like every question.
It might just answer every. Yeah, it might take every question literally like it's being asked a question. Yeah. That's a good point. It might just think, oh, like Jack's got a lot to say this morning. He's like weighing in on everything. Like, actually might be good points. I mean, all of a sudden, if your AI clone was like linked up to ChatGPT or something, all of a sudden Jack knows everything now. like yeah, Jack's a philosopher this morning. I mean, imagine. It's just crazy. I'm getting so many ads as well. I don't know if you get these, but I get loads of ads like turn your voice into like singing or turn like into a rap.
Yeah.
Like all these things. Like that people would have dedicated hundreds of thousands of hours towards mastering. You know, they say you've got to do 10,000 hours towards anything to truly master it. And really now, I mean, if you had 10,000 hours of going towards something and now you're a master, and now all of a sudden you incorporate AI or ChatGPT or something like that to those 10,000 hours, and you'd be a force to be reckoned with because you know what to prompt the ChatGPT to leverage it. Do you understand?
Yeah, to get to like the next level.
Yeah,
already an expert or something.
But it's all about people using it to like shortcut and appear more intelligent than they actually are, or in a subject that they don't know about.
Oh, I've noticed on LinkedIn now. It literally comes up with a thing to say, "Do you want AI to write your post for you?" It's strange.
Yeah, do you know what? We do a lot of visits, customer visits, and when we speak to the sales teams and things like that, more often than not, we'll do like we'll incentivize them to write a good post so they can post out to their customers on LinkedIn. And you'll be surprised at the majority of them that use ChatGPT just to put their post out.
Really?
Yeah.
Not everyone.
You actually have to say you can't use ChatGPT because then there's no really understanding about what we do. The whole point of posting not only is we want to advertise our brand, but we want our customers to fully understand what JLC does. And if you're just putting in prompts, you go on our website and you say, oh, they do this, this, and this, and this. You're not really retaining any of that information.
Yeah,
you're just copying and pasting something so it's someone else's view on JLC, not their own. And the whole point is that we want our customers to understand what we do. Naturally, we want them to understand what we do because when their customers come to us, come to them for a specific item or a thing, then they'll know JLC. But if they've done it that way, then there's no true retention. So it's good and bad. I'm not sure how we can see this being good. I don't know where it could be used. Yeah, maybe like trying to be in multiple rooms at once. Maybe if this AI clone can record, take minutes. I mean, maybe like if you already know what the meeting's going to be about and you don't have the time and you can just there we go. But then again, what's the point in having a meeting then?
Yeah, you can just have them minutes after. I don't know.
This might, because when you have some meetings and you think this could have been an email.
Yeah, then it is.
I feel like maybe this could push that narrative a lot more.
This could have been AI.
This just could have been an email. The whole thing. Who knows? Any other questions?
James said he can't wait to see the tree.
Nice. Yeah. James, it is looking good. You can't miss it. As soon as you walk in that front door, it is there. Intrusive. It does look quite grand this year.
I think it's the bigger one out of the ones we have.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we've gone full. Right. Okay. Right. This is a new one. So this is quite relevant to us. I mean, it's all relevant. We're all in tech, right? But UK considering EU-style common charging cable. Now, as I'm sure everyone is aware, a lot of the devices now, a lot of smart devices, we're talking smartphones, tablets, anything that requires a charging cable. It is universal law in Europe anyway, and a lot of devices are rolling this out as well. In Europe, they all use Type-C now. So they all use Type-C cable. This is to limit so there's a couple of reasons. This is to limit wastage. So every device now is using the same cable, so you don't need to buy a cable for your Apple, you don't need to buy a cable for your laptop, you don't need to buy a cable. It's all used as Type-C. So Type-C charging is good for a number of reasons. Type-C is good for it carries a larger wattage, so it charges your device quicker. It carries data as well, so it can carry a lot more data. It's just a lot more universally used. So if you're now applying that to every device being used in Europe, especially massive continent that is Europe, you're going to save a lot of wastage, save a lot of plastic. So now all of a sudden your one cable caters to 3 or 4 or 5 of your devices instead of buying multiple cables from multiple devices. So it's great news and it makes sense. And certainly with the Type-C being a lot more capable than your Lightning going back now, but your micro USB, your micro B as well, the bigger ones. Remember the micro, the Bs, the big ones? Remember the big one, the big charging ports? Remember the first?
Remember the first iPhone?
Oh, the iPhone 1? That was horrendous.
That was like the little clippies, yeah.
But the UK, obviously we were like, we've left the EU now, so we're not going to do that. We don't have to do that because we're not part of the EU now. But now the UK are like, actually, you know what? We've come on our own terms and we're considering it. Wow, yeah. So the UK now are considering it. So now, at the moment, the UK have not imposed that law. That law being that all devices need to have a universally used cable, the Type-C. The UK haven't passed that law. The EU have. So the UK are now considering it, which is good news for us because as a third-party cable supplier as well, I mean, it's great news for us in terms of stock. It's great news, and for the devices that we supply as well. Yeah, it allows us to it allows us to be a lot more creative with the Type C cable. So we can braid it. You can get 10 meters, you can get 5 meters, you can get 30 centimeter, 20 centimeter. So it allows us to be more creative, because now all of a sudden, whereas before we would think twice about creating something that was as long as 10 meters, now the device is this 10-meter cable that might carry a high minimum order quantity for us to produce. A 10-meter cable isn't necessarily a product that you can readily purchase online, because after 5 meters, anything over that, you sacrifice data speed times, you sacrifice charging times because of the length. But of course, that you need to use a higher premium product, like a high premium materials, to make sure the charging and the data carrying is of the same speed as a 2 meter or 1 meter. So a 10 meter now, for example, we would consider more, and it would be a lot more niche, because we could now cater for 100% of the devices on the market, whereas before it could only be a handful of devices on the market. So for us, it's good news, it's positive news, and in terms of wastage as well, it's all positive. So I see that as a good story. That's a nice story. And if anyone's got any comments, please do fire in, because I'm just flying through them at the moment. What else have we got on the market at the moment? Right, what are we talking about? Any other questions?
Well, Kelly says, have you heard about the new iPad Mini 7 that crosses over with the iPad Mini 6 and has the A17 chip?
Yeah, okay. We've heard about that. I think we spoke about that last time, Kelly. Yeah, I think the long anticipated iPad Mini 7. I think that will. To be honest, we don't really see a lot of minis in our industry. Well, certainly being sold or selling cases for them, just because it's a bit of a weird one, because you just go for the iPads normally, like the 10th gen. We don't really see a lot of minis. We might see them in the odd one, but yeah, I'm not sure if that will vastly impact us. I mean, I might do eventually as the old ones get weaned out and the new ones replaced. So yeah, but that's a good one. Schools are fighting to become mobile free. Mobile free schools. Now, we see a lot of these at the moment. So it's funny enough, I had a customer the other day asking me for it's a sleeve that goes over your device, and it blocks out all of the signal that your device creates. And you can have your phone on you. You have it next to you, but it won't disturb you. You can't see it. You can't use it. For all intents and purposes, it might as well not be there. But it's on your person, so it's you're in control of it. And to unlock it, you get the sleeve, and then you put it next to a magnet, like by for example, if it was in a school or a library, a magnet is by the front desk. So you go by, and as you leave, you pass your sleeve with your device in it, and they unlock it for you.
I'd never heard of this before, but the other day I went to a spa, and they were a strict no phone policy, and they had that exact thing.
Did they?
Yeah, and you had to put your phone in this little sleeve, and then they locked it. They gave it back to you, so you had it, but I couldn't get my phone out.
Couldn't use it.
No.
Couldn't use it. I guess because for them, what it does, it puts responsibility back onto the owner of the phone to look after the phone. So I expect if, for example, schools were taking away students' phones, and all of a sudden you've got a classroom full of children with about 25, and all 25 students give over their phones. Now it's in the school's possession to make sure you've got to look after those phones. You'll have to house them, secure them, and I expect if anything happens to those phones, they'll be liable. So I expect what it does, it emits a liability for the school or whoever's taking the phone, and gives it back to the user. You're just unable to use it. I see it as a positive.
Yeah, I do as well. I think it's a good thing.
But watch the parents talk about what happens if there's an emergency.
Yeah, but I guess it's the same as in 20 years ago. What did schools do when there was an emergency?
Yeah, totally. So they want to make sure. They want to make sure that they can contact their child at any time. So I can see the benefits of it. But yeah, schools are fighting now to be mobile free, because you can imagine what mobiles do to the disrupting of a school environment. I had phones in school when we were going, right? So and it wasn't too bad, but you didn't have like social media on the phones.
No, it was music, really.
Yeah,
That
it's
was the main
music.
thing.
It was music, and that really high pitched sound. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I do.
So I mean, you weren't using. Yeah, imagine if you had MSN on it.
Yeah, that would have been.
That would have been an absolute nightmare. I think we didn't have internet. I think if we did, it was like £5 like a minute.
Yeah, I did think. Yeah, we definitely didn't have any social media on our phone.
No, none. So you can imagine what it would be like now. But schools you've got iPads, you've got laptops, all this stuff. So school is like riddled with technology. So I guess it's just not your tech that they want, because if your phones, it can cause a lot of issues, a lot of problems. Certainly with like how much screen time everyone's accumulating at the moment. You can imagine what kids are doing, on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. So I feel super old talking about stuff like that. Right, what else have we got? We got Meta, our friends over at Facebook, fires staff for buying toothpaste, not lunch. Right, let's dive into this story then. So Meta have sacked employees abusing the tech firm's meal voucher system, such as using it to buy toothpaste and washing up powder. Right. First initial thoughts on this. Bex, what are your thoughts on this?
It seems very unfair because they're giving the money away anyway. So if someone wants to buy something else with it, why shouldn't they be allowed to?
And it's things that the amenities that you use that they use, right? So it's like I guess it was like alcohol and stuff like that, but toothpaste, these are homely items. I expect Meta to have a vast list of employee benefits. So maybe they're like, look, we give you this for food, use it for food.
I guess I can maybe, but then it's Meta's problem if their vouchers that you can buy stuff other than the food with it.
Of course, if you give someone an inch, they will take a mile. Yeah. Absolutely, I reckon. Yeah, you've got it on nail on the head there. I think it's up to them to future-proof it, not for the staff to. Because if you give somebody money, like toothpaste, you kind of consume it in a way.
Yeah, true. And you need it if you're coming to work. People
have
nice teeth.
Exactly. Yeah. I expect their colleagues in their perimeter will be grateful that they're holding. I'm getting a call. This is embarrassing. So I'm sure their colleagues will be grateful that they're smelling fresh. But yeah, Meta have been sacked. I feel like we love a good, top tech firm sacking some employees. Do you know what I mean? And they use Zuckerberg's face as well, like it's him who made the decision. He probably is not even aware of it, I expect. We love it. It's like that we love to poke at the guys on top. Like that's the man, I'm going crazy. Let's go on to the last story. Have we got any questions at this point?
Kelly went back on the story about the phones.
Yeah.
She said they should bring back Brook-style phones that only have access to calls and a snake game for students.
Yeah, fine. Because that would just iron out any issues that the parents might have talking about being accessible.
Yeah, if there was an emergency, they could still get hold of the.
And we know that there are phones, cost-effective phones out there because we sell them. I'm sure you can buy phones for like £10, £15, £20 now. They're just phone.
Oh really?
I'm sure the Nokia 3310 released something recently.
Like they did.
Yeah, like you just there you go. Like there's your phone. Like so you're like that's me passing it to my child, by the way. Like wherever they are. That would be my issue. That would be. But then again, you'd be like, well, the school's going to, or the parents going to say, well, we don't want to buy our child 2 devices. There's always going to be an issue, isn't there?
There's always going
to be an issue. And last but not least, the iPhone SE4. The iPhone SE has been a favorite of mine because it's actually something that you don't expect these massive tech firms to do. Because certainly Apple love a good old shake up of their devices. So the iPhone SE has been around since, I don't even know actually, maybe early 20. I have to have a look now. Maybe iPhone. When did the iPhone SE came out? The iPhone SE was basically they paid high. It was after the iPhone 5. The iPhone SE came out. It kept the same shape as the 5, and then it remained the same size. The only thing that changed was the technology in it. So it would be the latest. So, for example, the iPhone SE, the latest one, it will be the latest iPhone 16, for example, or the iPhone SE 3 was like the iPhone 15. So it had all the tech of what the iPhone 15 had, but it stayed the same size. So it means the casing, it means the tempered glass, all of the stuff that we do, and all the accessories. You don't have to change it, and it just stayed the same size as its cost-effective option. It was always. I think that's just a great. You don't really see many other companies doing that. Samsung don't do it. Motorola definitely don't do it. Just trying to think who else. Google don't do it. So you've not got any other tier one brand that is not changing the wheels. They've got something good. Why fix it? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And Apple's stuck up the iPhone SE. And the iPhone SE 4 is going to pay homage to that trait. It's not going to change inside. However, they couldn't resist making an iPhone SE 4 Plus. So they are bringing out the Plus, the bigger one. The bigger one. They couldn't resist. I feel like they've had a good run. So yeah, it's going to be slightly bigger, the iPhone SE 4 Plus. So we'll have to look out for that. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of devices out, a lot of accessories for it as well. But that is all 5 stories at the moment. So not unless we've got any more questions or anything.
No more questions, don't.
That's nice. That's so good. Tomorrow is, what's Tuesday?
Product highlights, just one particular product.
We're going to focus on a particular product tomorrow, so please do check in. Remember this every day at 1 p.m. I'm the host, Jack Walsh, and we do this every day. This is an evolving channel. Feel free to come by and please ask me questions as well. So until tomorrow, I will see you then. Cheers.